First round of the NBA playoffs, absolute chaos. You had injuries, you had comebacks, you had wild Game 7 finishes everywhere. And teams like the Timberwolves and the Lakers advanced without their top scorers. Pistons and 76ers both came back from 3-1 down, and role players became series heroes overnight. And that's the biggest takeaway. Depth wins in today's NBA playoffs. Bench players aren't just supporting stars anymore. They're deciding who survives. Meanwhile, teams like Oklahoma City and San Antonio proving that defense and shooting can overwhelm anyone, while the Knicks are showing that elite defense still travels deep into May. So heading into round two, it's not just about who has the best superstar. It's about who has enough depth and toughness to survive the chaos. First round, the NBA playoffs for 2026 was nothing short of chaos. We saw injuries reshape series. We saw massive comebacks, multiple game sevens that went right down to the wire. Teams like Minnesota and the Lakers advanced despite losing their top scorers. Meanwhile, Pistons and Sixers both clawed back from 3-1 deficits, showing just how unpredictable this postseason has been. And even teams like Toronto managed to extend their season with a buzzer-beating drama before eventually falling. Now there's barely any time to breathe. Second round is already underway. Big story. Depth wins in the playoffs. If there's one clear takeaway from the first round, Frank, depth matters more than ever.
Yeah, in past eras, playoff basketball tightened rotations and leaned heavily on stars. But this year, injuries have flipped that idea completely upside down. Minnesota has gotten huge production from its bench, losing Anthony Edwards and Dante DiVincenzo. The Lakers survived Houston thanks to unexpected scoring bursts from role players. Even San Antonio leaned on rookie contributors when Victor Wembanyama missed time. These aren't just, that's a nice story. They are series-defining performances, and that trend is likely to continue as the playoffs get more physical and more demanding. You know what else could really, get a team ready to go in a playoff situation like this?
What?
Not sitting your star players every other day for load management. Maybe that might get them amped up and ready to go and more in shape for the playoffs.
Let's talk about the Western Conference out west. Two teams stand out for very different reasons. Spurs are shooting the ball at an elite level, nearly 42% from three in the first round. That kind of spacing combined with Victor Wembanyama's inside presence makes them one of the toughest offensive puzzles in the league. Meanwhile, Oklahoma City just became the most complete team left. I mean, with SGA still playing at an MVP level and the Thunder's depth, it has allowed them to absorb injuries without missing a beat. Even when their roster shifts, their style doesn't change, and that's dangerous in the playoffs. You could see a collision course of OKC and San Antonio. But, Frank, what do you got for us in the Eastern Conference?
Yeah, the Eastern Conference, the New York Knickerbockers are proving that they are more than just a scoring team. Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns get most of the attention, but New York's defense has been elite. They've shut down Atlanta's top scorers and consistently held them under 100 points late in the series. That defensive identity is what makes them dangerous moving forward, especially against elite offenses like Philadelphia's Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey's combo. The question is now, will that defense hold up as the competition gets stronger? And you had a big showing in the final game of that Knicks Hawks series, a 50-point gap, and that was even at halftime. They had that gap as well. So big scoring outbursts from the Knicks, and that defense really locking opponents down.
Back to the Western Conference, Nuggets problem and league-wide trend. Then there's Denver and a growing concern. Nuggets have one of the best offensive cores in the league with Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, but their scoring efficiency has dropped in multiple recent playoff runs, and that's becoming a pattern, not a fluke. And across the league, we're seeing something unusual. Scoring is down significantly in the playoffs despite record-breaking offense in the regular season. Tells us one thing, defense is still very much alive in today's NBA. Or in the playoffs, they finally start trying to stop people. And so, you don't score as much, or the regular season, it's just like a scoring spree and nobody ever plays.
I think that's the one.
I think that's the one,
that's
too.
it.
This is why the NBA gets made fun of all the time for stuff like that. So, as we head into the second round, the question becomes simple. Who can survive the second round? Because this postseason is no longer just about star power. We got depth, defense, adaptability. The team still standing. OKC, San Antonio, New York, Minnesota, Cleveland aren't just talented, but they're built to withstand the chaos. And after everything we saw in round one thing is clear. This is not a normal playoff run. This thing is wide open.